conversation you've shared touches on the critical role of electrolytes during dehydration and how to approach rehydration in a way that prevents further electrolyte imbalances. Let's break it down and dive a little deeper into the science behind electrolyte balance, dehydration, and rehydration strategies. 1. What happens during dehydration? When the body loses fluids, such as through sweating, urination, or illness, it also loses electrolytes. These electrolytes, mainly sodium, potassium, chloride, and others, are essential for regulating fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle function. Electrolyte concentration. During dehydration, since the water content in your body decreases, the relative concentration of electrolytes in the bloodstream increases. This leads to a condition called hyponatremia, excess sodium, which can cause a cascade of symptoms such as dizziness, fatigue, and confusion. Cellular water movement. As a result of increased electrolyte concentration in the blood, water is pulled from cells into the bloodstream to try to maintain osmotic balance. This causes cells to shrink and impairs normal cellular functions. 2. Rehydration process. Your suggestion to initially hydrate with water before introducing electrolytes addresses an important concern. Rehydration is not just about replenishing fluids, but also about rebalancing electrolytes, and doing it correctly can make a significant difference in recovery. Start with plain water. Initially, drinking water allows the body to address the immediate water deficit. It also dilutes the high concentration of electrolytes in the bloodstream, which helps to restore the water-electrolyte balance. Introduce electrolytes gradually. Once the immediate water shortage is managed, adding electrolytes in a controlled manner helps to restore the electrolytes lost without causing another imbalance. For example, using oral rehydration solutions or eating fruits, such as bananas for potassium or oranges for sodium, can support this. 3. The importance of a controlled rehydration strategy. Your concern about reintroducing electrolytes too quickly is valid. If you add electrolytes too soon without addressing the fluid deficit, you risk further increasing their concentration in the bloodstream. Overloading the system with electrolytes could exacerbate hyponatremia or lead to other imbalances like hyperkalemia, too much potassium, which could disrupt heart function and lead to muscle cramps or irregular heartbeat. A more controlled strategy that begins with water and then introduces electrolytes more slowly is crucial, especially in cases of severe dehydration. 4. Balancing electrolytes naturally. Here are some common natural sources of electrolytes that can help maintain balance without overloading the body. Sodium, table salt, sports drinks, in moderation, pickles. Potassium, bananas, potatoes, spinach. Magnesium, nuts, seeds, leafy greens. Calcium, dairy products, leafy greens. Oral rehydration solutions, ORS, often contain a balanced amount of sodium, glucose, and potassium and can be a practical way to rehydrate while replenishing electrolytes without overwhelming the body. 5. Clinical considerations. In severe cases of dehydration or electrolyte imbalance, such as due to vomiting, diarrhea, or extreme heat exposure, medical-grade rehydration solutions or intravenous, fluids may be necessary. These are specially formulated to restore both fluid and electrolyte balance without overwhelming the system. Learning more. Here are a few areas to explore further. Osmosis and water electrolyte dynamics. The way water moves across cell membranes to balance electrolyte concentrations, osmosis, is fascinating and central to understanding dehydration and rehydration. Electrolyte imbalance symptoms. Learn more about how specific imbalances affect the body, such as hyperkalemia, hyperpotassium, and hyponatremia, high sodium, and how they manifest in symptoms like muscle cramps, irregular heartbeats, or confusion. Rehydration solutions. Investigate how ORS work by combining sodium and glucose to enhance water absorption in the intestines, improving rehydration efficiency. If you're looking to dig into any of these topics or other related areas, let me know. Please go into more detail about this subject. ChatGPT. Absolutely. To deepen our understanding of electrolyte balance, dehydration, and the optimal rehydration strategy, we'll explore several core aspects in more detail. 1. Electrolytes and their role in the body. Electrolytes are minerals that carry an electric charge when dissolved in body fluids such as blood, urine, and other bodily fluids. They are essential for several physiological processes. Sodium, Na, critical for maintaining fluid balance and nerve transmission. Sodium regulates the amount of water in and around cells. It's also essential for muscle contraction and nerve impulses. Potassium, K, vital for muscle function, including the muscles of the heart. It helps regulate heart rhythms and is essential for normal cell function, including transmitting nerve signals and muscle contractions. Chloride, Cl, works with sodium to maintain fluid balance and pressure inside and outside of cells. It is also involved in the production of stomach acid, hydrochloric acid, which aids digestion. Calcium, Ca², known for its role in bone health. Calcium also plays a critical role in muscle contractions, nerve signaling, and blood clotting. Magnesium, mg², important for muscle relaxation, energy production, and proper functioning of enzymes. It also helps regulate blood pressure and supports the immune system. 2. How dehydration affects electrolyte balance. When dehydration occurs, it disrupts the balance between water and electrolytes in the body. This disruption can lead to various electrolyte imbalances, such as hyponatremia, high sodium, and hypokalemia, low potassium, which are both dangerous if left untreated. The mechanism of dehydration and electrolyte imbalance. Fluid loss through sweating, urination, vomiting, diarrhea, or insufficient water intake. The body loses not just water, but also electrolytes. When water loss exceeds electrolyte loss, the concentration of electrolytes in the blood becomes abnormally high. Hypernatremia, sodium concentration increases in the blood when water levels drop. This causes water to be pulled out of cells through osmosis to try to dilute the sodium in the bloodstream. As water leaves the cells, they shrink, impairing normal cellular function. Symptoms of hyponatremia: thirst, confusion, muscle twitching, restlessness, seizures, or even coma in extreme cases. Hypokalemia: while sodium levels may rise during dehydration, potassium levels can drop if fluids are not replenished appropriately, leading to hypokalemia, low potassium levels. Symptoms of hypokalemia: muscle weakness, cramping, palpitations, and in severe cases, dangerous heart arrhythmias. 3. Osmosis and electrolyte balance. Osmosis is a critical concept in understanding electrolyte balance. It's the process by which water moves across cell membranes from areas of low solute, electrolyte, concentration to areas of high solute concentration in an attempt to equalize solute levels. In dehydration, when electrolyte levels are high in the blood due to fluid loss, water moves out of the cells into the bloodstream to balance the concentration. This results in cellular dehydration, where cells shrink and can no longer function properly. Rehydration and osmosis. To restore balance, you need to carefully manage water intake. Drinking water initially helps to dilute the blood's high electrolyte concentration, allowing water to move back into cells and rehydrate them. 4. Rehydration strategies. The science behind it. 1. Initial water rehydration. When dehydration occurs, the first step is often to replenish the lost water. Drinking plain water immediately helps. Dilute electrolyte concentration in the blood. Since dehydration has raised electrolyte levels, water alone can help restore the ratio of electrolytes to fluids in the blood, reducing the risk of hyponatremia. Water movement into cells. As the electrolyte concentration decreases in the blood, osmosis allows water to re-enter the cells, rehydrating them and allowing normal function to resume. 2. Gradual electrolyte replenishment. Once fluid levels are stabilized, adding electrolytes becomes necessary to address the deficit of electrolytes lost through sweat, urine, or illness. Why not add electrolytes immediately? If you add electrolytes too early, before enough water has been restored, you risk worsening the electrolyte concentration in the blood, which could hinder water movement back into the cells. It's important to let the body dilute the excess electrolytes first. Slow introduction of electrolytes. Solutions like oral rehydration solutions, ORS, or balanced sports drinks contain optimal amounts of sodium, potassium, and glucose. The glucose helps to stimulate sodium and water absorption in the small intestine through the sodium-glucose cotransport mechanism, making rehydration more efficient. Why glucose? Glucose aids in the transport of sodium and water through intestinal walls, improving the body's ability to absorb water quickly. 3. Using ORS, oral rehydration solutions. ORS is particularly effective in cases of severe dehydration, e.g., diarrhea or vomiting. It contains a precise balance of sodium, potassium, and glucose to maximize rehydration. The World Health Organization, WHO, recommends ORS for treating dehydration in medical emergencies. Composition of ORS. It contains about 75 MEq or L of sodium and 75 millimoles per liter of glucose, which helps to restore both electrolyte and water balance. 4. Dietary electrolyte sources. Once initial hydration is addressed, incorporating foods rich in electrolytes can help restore balance naturally. Sodium, salted foods, broth, or sports drinks. Potassium, bananas, oranges, spinach, potatoes. Magnesium, leafy greens, nuts, seeds. Calcium, dairy products, leafy greens. Maintaining a diet rich in these foods helps to maintain electrolyte balance under normal conditions, reducing the risk of future imbalances. 5. Dangers of electrolyte imbalance. A serious electrolyte imbalance, if not addressed properly, can lead to critical health issues. Hyperkalemia. High potassium levels and excessive potassium can disrupt the electrical signals that regulate heartbeats, leading to potentially life-threatening arrhythmias. Potassium is primarily excreted through the kidneys, and kidney dysfunction can exacerbate this condition. Hypernatremia. Low sodium levels drinking too much water without electrolytes can lead to hypernatremia, a dangerous condition where sodium levels become too diluted. This can cause swelling in cells, including brain cells, leading to confusion, seizures, and even coma. Severe dehydration. In extreme cases of dehydration, particularly when electrolytes are also lost, the body's ability to maintain proper blood pressure and organ function is compromised, potentially leading to shock or organ failure. 6. Special considerations for athletes and extreme conditions. For athletes, or individuals exposed to high temperatures or physical exertion, rehydration strategies differ from typical situations. Sweat rate. Athletes lose electrolytes rapidly through sweat, primarily sodium and chloride. This is why sports drinks that contain electrolytes are recommended for long-duration exercises. Heat and exercise. In extreme heat, the body loses both fluids and electrolytes more rapidly. Drinking plain water may not suffice, as electrolyte replenishment is critical to prevent heat-related illnesses, such as heat stroke. Summary. The balance of water and electrolytes in the body is delicate and crucial for maintaining normal physiological functions. During dehydration, not only is fluid lost, but electrolyte concentration increases, leading to potential complications if not managed properly. By understanding the process of osmosis and how the body regulates water and electrolytes, we can develop more effective rehydration strategies. Initial hydration with water. This addresses the fluid deficit and dilutes elevated electrolyte levels. Controlled electrolyte replenishment. After rehydrating with water, electrolytes should be reintroduced gradually to restore balance without overwhelming the body. Understanding these dynamics is vital for preventing dehydration-related health problems and ensuring safe and effective rehydration. Okay, awesome. I will come back later and study with you more about this subject and as more questions. See you then. ChatGPT. That sounds great. I look forward to diving deeper into the subject with you when you're ready. Feel free to come back anytime with more questions, and we can explore even more aspects of electrolyte balance and rehydration. See you soon. Hello, I am wondering about if I go to the grocery store and want to buy a good safe liquid electrolyte for on the road to replace electrolytes. What should I buy? ChatGPT. When looking for a good and safe liquid electrolyte replacement for use on the road, you'll want to choose a product that balances key electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and chloride, and is low in added sugars and artificial ingredients. Here are some good options to look for at the grocery store. 1. Coconut water. Why it's good? Naturally high in potassium, with moderate amounts of sodium and magnesium. It's a natural alternative with no added sugars, if you pick the unsweetened kind. Coconut water is also easy on the stomach and hydrating. Best for mild electrolyte replacement, good for day-to-day use, post-workout, or mild dehydration. 2. Electrolyte drinks or sports drinks. Look for products with balanced electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and lower sugar content. Some popular brands to look for include Body Armor Light, low in sugar with added coconut water and essential electrolytes. Non-sport. These often come in tablets that dissolve in water. They're low in sugar, have no artificial sweeteners, and are balanced with sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Pedialyte, originally for children, but excellent for adults. It's designed for rehydration in cases of dehydration from illness, heat, or exercise. Pedialyte provides a balanced ratio of electrolytes and is low in sugar. Best for more significant electrolyte loss due to sweat, exercise, hot weather, or dehydration from illness. 3. Electrolyte water. Brands. Look for Essentia, Smart Water, or Evian. These waters are enhanced with electrolytes but without the extra sugar. Why it's good? These are great for everyday hydration. They help maintain balance without excess sugar or calories. 4. Oral Rehydration Solutions, ORS. Example, Drip Drop ORS, Hydrolyte, Liquid IV, or Pedialyte Sport. Why it's good? ORS is designed for more serious dehydration scenarios, like illness, travel, or intense exercise. They are scientifically formulated to balance water absorption with the right electrolyte ratio. Best for quick rehydration in cases of illness, travel, or extreme heat. 5. DIY option. You can also make a quick homemade electrolyte drink by mixing 1 liter of water, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, sodium and chloride, 2 tablespoons of sugar or honey for energy and sodium absorption, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda for sodium and bicarbonate, 1/2 cup of orange juice or a squeeze of lemon for potassium. This simple homemade drink provides a good balance of electrolytes without excess additives. What to avoid? High-sugar sports drinks. Brands like Gatorade and Powerade are commonly available but tend to have higher sugar content, which can cause energy spikes and crashes. Opt for low-sugar or no-sugar versions when possible. Artificial additives. Avoid drinks with artificial sweeteners, colors, or preservatives. Summary of what to buy. Coconut water, no added sugar, natural and refreshing. Low sugar electrolyte drinks, like Body Armor Light, None, or Pedialyte, balanced for moderate electrolyte loss. Electrolyte water, Smart Water or Essentia, hydrating without excess sugar. Oral rehydration solutions, like Liquid IV or Pedialyte Sport, for quick recovery in case of severe dehydration. All these options are readily available at most grocery stores, giving you flexibility depending on your hydration needs. Please go into much greater detail about this subject. ChatGPT. Certainly. Let's take a much deeper dive into selecting the right liquid electrolyte solution for hydration, specifically for on-the-go scenarios like traveling, exercising, or everyday needs. 1. Understanding the role of electrolytes in the body. Electrolytes are minerals that regulate critical physiological functions, particularly fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle contractions. They include sodium. Na regulates blood pressure, blood volume, and fluid balance inside and outside cells. Sodium also plays a key role in muscle contraction and nerve signal transmission. Potassium, K, essential for heart function, muscle contraction, and nerve signaling. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance within cells and helps counterbalance the effects of sodium. Magnesium, milligram squared, supports muscle function, nerve impulses, energy production, and the regulation of blood pressure. Chloride, Cl, works with sodium to regulate fluid balance, but also helps maintain proper acid-base balance in the body. Calcium, Ca squared, primarily known for bone health, but it also supports muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and vascular function. When you lose fluids through sweating, urination, or illness, your body loses these electrolytes. Replacing them is crucial for avoiding symptoms like muscle cramps, fatigue, dizziness, and heart rhythm disturbances. 2. Why you need electrolyte replacements on the road. When you're on the go, whether traveling, hiking, or working out, your electrolyte needs may increase, especially if you're exposed to heat or exertion. Here are a few scenarios where liquid electrolytes are essential. Exercise or high physical activity. Sweating results in significant electrolyte loss, particularly sodium and potassium. If you're exercising for more than an hour or in a hot environment, water alone may not be enough to maintain proper hydration and performance. Hot weather or outdoor activities. Prolonged exposure to heat causes excessive sweating, leading to fluid and electrolyte depletion. This can cause heat exhaustion or heat stroke if not addressed. Illness or digestive issues. Vomiting, diarrhea, and fever result in rapid fluid and electrolyte loss. Rehydrating with electrolytes prevents dehydration and complications associated with electrolyte imbalances, such as muscle weakness or cardiac issues. Traveling. Long flights or road trips can lead to dehydration, especially if you're in dry environments or don't have access to fluids regularly. Airplane cabins are particularly dehydrating due to low humidity levels. 3. Key features to look for in liquid electrolyte solutions. When selecting an electrolyte drink, it's important to find one that restores fluids and electrolytes without unnecessary additives like excess sugars, artificial colors, or preservatives. Let's break down what you should look for in each category. Electrolyte composition. A good electrolyte replacement drink should contain sodium. 200 to 500 milligrams per serving. Sodium is the primary electrolyte lost through sweat. It helps your body retain the water you drink and prevents hyponatremia, a dangerous drop in blood sodium levels due to excessive water intake without sodium. Potassium. 60 to 200 milligrams per serving. Potassium is crucial for muscle function and preventing cramps. It works alongside sodium to regulate fluid balance within cells. Magnesium. 10 to 50 milligrams per serving, although you don't lose as much magnesium through sweat as sodium or potassium. Replenishing magnesium is essential for maintaining muscle and nerve function. Chloride, 180 to 500 milligrams per serving. Chloride helps maintain fluid balance and proper blood pressure and is essential for producing stomach acid, which helps with digestion. Added sugar. While some sugar in an electrolyte drink is beneficial for rapid absorption through the sodium-glucose cotransport mechanism in the intestines, you should avoid drinks with excessive added sugars. Low sugar or no sugar options. Ideally, you want less than 5 grams of sugar per serving. Too much sugar can slow down hydration and cause energy crashes. Natural sweeteners. If a drink is sweetened, look for natural alternatives like stevia, monk fruit, or small amounts of honey. No artificial additives. Avoid artificial colors. These do nothing for hydration and may cause unwanted reactions in sensitive individuals. Minimal preservatives. Preservatives are often added to enhance shelf life, but some brands use minimal preservatives, focusing on natural ingredients instead. Convenient packaging. For on-the-go hydration, look for ready-to-drink bottles. These are the easiest options, but they might not be as eco-friendly or space-saving. Electrolyte powders or tablets. These are portable, shelf-stable, and allow you to add the mix to water whenever needed. They're great for traveling or outdoor activities. pH balance. Some electrolyte drinks are formulated to be alkaline, with a pH greater than 7, which can help reduce acid buildup in the body from intense exercise or stress. 4. Types of liquid electrolyte solutions. Now, let's go into more detail about different types of electrolyte solutions you can buy at the grocery store, and what makes each one a good option. 1. Coconut water. Coconut water is a natural, plant-based electrolyte drink rich in potassium, with lower amounts of sodium and magnesium. Electrolyte profile. High in potassium, approximately 600 milligrams per serving, with moderate amounts of sodium, about 60 milligrams, and magnesium, 60 milligrams. It also contains natural sugars for energy, but much less than most commercial sports drinks. Why it's good? It's a great, natural option for everyday hydration and mild electrolyte loss. It's also low in calories and free from artificial additives. Best brands. Look for unsweetened coconut water like Hamlet's Harvest, Vita Coco, or Zico to avoid added sugars. 2. Low-sugar electrolyte drinks. These drinks are specifically formulated to replenish electrolytes lost through sweat and physical activity, but with less sugar than traditional sports drinks. Brands to look for. Body Armor Light. This is a low-calorie electrolyte drink that uses coconut water as a base, with added electrolytes like sodium and potassium. It's low in sugar, 2 grams per serving, and contains no artificial sweeteners or dyes. Non-sport tablets. These come in a dissolvable tablet form, making them portable and convenient. Each tablet contains sodium, 300 milligrams, potassium, 150 milligrams, and magnesium, 25 milligrams, without added sugars or artificial ingredients. Pedialyte. Originally designed for children, Pedialyte is excellent for adult hydration as well. It contains a balanced ratio of electrolytes, including sodium, 245 milligrams, and potassium, 180 milligrams, with minimal sugar. You can find Pedialyte in various formulations, including Pedialyte Sport, which is designed for active adults. Why they are good? They have a balanced electrolyte profile, low sugar, and no artificial additives, making them suitable for regular hydration without excess calories. 3. Electrolyte water. These are regular waters enhanced with electrolytes, but without added sugars or flavors. They are ideal for daily hydration or light physical activity. Brands to look for. Smart Water. Contains added electrolytes like calcium, magnesium, and potassium to improve taste and hydration. Essentia, an alkaline water with added electrolytes for better hydration. The pH of 9.5 helps neutralize acids in the body. Evian, naturally rich in electrolytes from its source, containing calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Why they're good? These are perfect for light hydration and are free from added sugars and artificial ingredients. They offer a subtle boost of electrolytes without overwhelming the body. 4. Oral Rehydration Solutions, ORS. Oral rehydration solutions are medically formulated drinks designed to treat dehydration caused by illness, like diarrhea or excessive sweating. They provide a precise balance of electrolytes and glucose to maximize water absorption. Brands to look for. Drip Drop ORS contains the WHO recommended ratio of sodium, 330 mg, potassium, 190 mg, and glucose to optimize rehydration. Liquid IV, a powder that dissolves in water and uses a cellular transport technology, CTT, to deliver water and nutrients into the bloodstream faster than water alone. It contains sodium, 500 mg, potassium, 370 mg, and glucose. Pedialyte Sport, specifically formulated for athletes, with a higher concentration of sodium, 380 mg, and potassium, 280 mg, to combat heavy sweating. Why they're good? ORS products are scientifically proven to rehydrate effectively, making them a top choice for severe dehydration or when electrolyte losses are high, e.g., during intense exercise, hot climates, or illness. 5. Homemade electrolyte drinks. If you prefer a DIY approach, you can easily make an electrolyte drink at home. This gives you control over ingredients and sugar content. Recipe: 1 liter of water. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, provides sodium and chloride. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, for sodium and bicarbonate. 1 tablespoon of sugar or honey, for glucose, which aids in absorption. 1/2 cup of orange juice or the juice of 1 lemon, for potassium. Why it's good? It's simple, affordable, and can be tailored to your taste preferences. You avoid artificial additives, and you can adjust the sweetness or flavor as needed. Conclusion: when looking for a liquid electrolyte replacement at the grocery store, consider your activity level, environmental conditions, and the intensity of your electrolyte loss. Coconut water, low-sugar electrolyte drinks, and electrolyte-enhanced waters are ideal for daily use or mild rehydration, while oral rehydration solutions and homemade drinks are excellent for more severe cases of dehydration. Choose options with a balanced electrolyte profile, minimal sugar, and no artificial additives to keep yourself hydrated and healthy while on the go. So that small amount of baking soda is for ChatGPT. The small amount of baking soda in a homemade electrolyte drink serves 2 key purposes. 1. Provides sodium, Na. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO, is a source of sodium, which is a critical electrolyte for maintaining fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contraction. Sodium is essential for regulating blood volume and blood pressure. Sodium helps retain water in the bloodstream, preventing dehydration and maintaining blood pressure. Fluid balance. Sodium plays a role in osmosis, helping water move between cells and blood vessels, ensuring that cells maintain the right amount of water. In the context of an electrolyte drink, baking soda complements the table salt, sodium chloride, by adding more sodium. This is particularly important when you're sweating or experiencing dehydration, as sodium is the primary electrolyte lost through sweat. 2. Acts as a buffer, bicarbonate. Baking soda also introduces bicarbonate, HCO, into the drink. Bicarbonate acts as a buffer to help maintain the body's pH balance, particularly during physical activity or illness. Here's how it helps. Reduces acidity. Physical exertion or dehydration can lead to the buildup of lactic acid or other acidic compounds in the body, causing a condition known as metabolic acidosis. Bicarbonate helps neutralize this excess acid, bringing the body's pH back to normal. Supports endurance and performance. In sports or strenuous exercise, bicarbonate can help delay fatigue by neutralizing the acid produced by muscles during high-intensity activity, which is one reason why some athletes use bicarbonate supplements. Summary. Sodium source. Baking soda adds sodium, an essential electrolyte lost during dehydration, helping with fluid retention and balance. Acid buffer. The bicarbonate helps neutralize acids in the body, maintaining a stable pH and improving endurance in physical activity or recovery from dehydration. That small amount of baking soda contributes both to restoring electrolytes and helping your body maintain its acid-base balance, making your homemade electrolyte drink more effective for rehydration and overall balance. How did you come up with the amount specified? ChatGPT. The amount of baking soda typically recommended for a homemade electrolyte drink is usually around 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon for every litre, about 34 ounces, of water. This amount is based on a few key factors. 1. Safe sodium levels. Each 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda contains roughly 300 milligrams of sodium. When making a homemade electrolyte solution, the goal is to restore lost electrolytes, particularly sodium, without overloading the body. Sodium levels in sports drinks and oral rehydration solutions typically range from 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams per serving, 500 milliliters, making 1/4 teaspoon per liter a safe, moderate amount. 2. Bicarbonate tolerance. Baking soda, while useful for buffering acid, can have a laxative effect or cause gastrointestinal discomfort if used in large quantities. Sticking to 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon per liter ensures that the bicarbonate remains at levels that are unlikely to cause discomfort while still providing the benefits of buffering acid and restoring sodium. 3. Balance with other ingredients. In a typical homemade electrolyte drink, baking soda is combined with other ingredients like table salt for additional sodium, and potassium-rich ingredients, e.g., fruit juices, or a small pinch of potassium chloride if available. The amount of baking soda needs to complement these other sources to maintain an overall balance of electrolytes. 4. Mimicking oral rehydration solutions. World Health Organization, WHO, oral rehydration solutions, designed for safe rehydration in medical settings, contain around 75 MEq or L of sodium. The 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, when combined with the sodium from other ingredients, such as salt, helps approximate this target sodium level, ensuring an effective rehydration solution. Practicality in usage. The specified amount is also designed to be easy to measure, adjust, and dissolve in water. It's enough to make a difference without overwhelming the taste or causing unwanted side effects. This moderate amount balances effectiveness with safety, ensuring that the drink is both beneficial for rehydration and easy to digest. If more sodium is required, e.g., in cases of extreme dehydration or after intense exercise, additional salt can be added, but the baseline of 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda provides a solid starting point. 2 halves. Can we keep both response 1 and 2, please? ChatGPT. Memory updated. Both responses about the role and recommended amounts of baking soda in homemade electrolyte drinks are now saved. If you have further questions or want to dive deeper into this or other topics, feel free to reach out anytime. Yes, describe more about this subject. Tell me about electrolyte balance during dehydration, particularly the cycles between these compounds. 1. Understanding the role of electrolytes in the body. Electrolytes are minerals that regulate critical physiological functions, particularly fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle contractions. They include sodium. Na regulates blood pressure, blood volume, and fluid balance inside and outside cells. Sodium also plays a key role in muscle contraction and nerve signal transmission. Potassium. K essential for heart function, muscle contraction, and nerve signaling. Potassium helps regulate fluid balance within cells and helps counterbalance the effects of sodium. Magnesium, milligram squared, supports muscle function, nerve impulses, energy production, and the regulation of blood pressure. Chloride, Cl, works with sodium to regulate fluid balance, but also helps maintain proper acid-base balance in the body. Calcium, Ca squared, primarily known for bone health, but it also supports muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and vascular function. ChatGPT. Electrolyte balance is a delicate and essential process for maintaining proper physiological functions, especially during dehydration. Dehydration disrupts the balance of electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, chloride, and calcium, which leads to a range of effects on the body. Let's break down the roles of these electrolytes and how they interact, particularly during dehydration and the rehydration process. 1. Understanding the role of electrolytes in the body. Electrolytes are charged minerals that play vital roles in various physiological processes. Here's how each major electrolyte functions and cycles within the body. Sodium, Na. Primary role. Sodium is the main electrolyte responsible for regulating fluid balance between the blood, cells, and extracellular spaces. It controls water retention, blood volume, and blood pressure. During dehydration, when you lose water, particularly through sweat, sodium concentration increases in the blood. The body pulls water out of cells into the bloodstream to balance this concentration, leading to cellular dehydration. During rehydration, water moves back into the cells once enough fluids are restored. However, without sufficient sodium intake, the fluid balance may not be properly restored, leading to a condition called hyponatremia, low sodium in the blood. Sodium also plays a critical role in nerve impulse transmission and muscle contraction. Potassium, K. Primary role. Potassium is mostly found inside cells, where it balances sodium's effects on fluid balance. It is crucial for maintaining proper cellular hydration, supporting nerve function, and regulating heart rhythms. During dehydration, as the body becomes dehydrated, potassium levels inside the cells become more concentrated. Potassium works to counterbalance sodium's effects, but low potassium levels, hypokalemia, due to excessive loss, e.g., through sweat or urine, can disrupt heart function, leading to arrhythmias. During rehydration, potassium needs to be replenished to restore proper cellular function. Without enough potassium, cells cannot retain the water they need, and nerve function and muscle contractions, especially in the heart, become impaired. Magnesium, milligram squared. Primary role. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions, including energy production, protein synthesis, and DNA repair. It helps with muscle relaxation, supports nerve signaling, and regulates blood pressure by stabilizing calcium and potassium levels. During dehydration, magnesium deficiency during dehydration can lead to muscle cramps, fatigue, and abnormal heart rhythms. Since magnesium is essential for transporting potassium and calcium in and out of cells, a deficiency disrupts the entire electrolyte balance. During rehydration, magnesium supplementation aids in restoring muscle and nerve function, particularly in athletes who lose significant amounts through sweat. It's crucial for re-establishing the balance between sodium, potassium, and calcium during recovery. Chloride, Cl. Primary role. Chloride often pairs with sodium to help maintain fluid balance and osmotic pressure, the pressure that moves water across membranes. It is also involved in the formation of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, which is essential for digestion. During dehydration, loss of chloride typically mirrors sodium loss, as they are usually excreted together. A reduction in chloride can affect acid-base balance, leading to metabolic alkalosis, where the body becomes too alkaline. During rehydration, replenishing chloride, e.g., through sodium chloride and table salt, helps restore the body's acid-base balance and ensures that fluids are properly distributed across cellular compartments. Calcium, Ca². Primary role. While most of the body's calcium is stored in bones, calcium ions play a major role in muscle contractions, nerve signal transmission, and vascular function, such as blood vessel contraction and relaxation. During dehydration, calcium levels in the blood can become more concentrated, leading to problems like muscle spasms or tetany, involuntary muscle contractions. In severe cases, dehydration can cause imbalances that affect calcium's role in regulating heart rhythms and blood clotting. During rehydration, calcium levels need to be carefully balanced. If you drink large amounts of plain water without electrolytes, a condition known as a water intoxication, calcium levels can become too diluted, leading to hypocalcemia, low calcium, which can cause muscle cramping, spasms, or cardiac issues. 2. Electrolyte cycles and fluid shifts during dehydration and rehydration. The body continuously cycles electrolytes to maintain balance, and this cycle becomes disrupted during dehydration. Here's how the body responds. Initial dehydration. Water loss, e.g., through sweat, urine, or diarrhea, begins to concentrate electrolytes in the blood, particularly sodium and chloride. Sodium pulls water out of cells. To maintain balance, the body shifts water from the intracellular space, inside cells, to the extracellular space, bloodstream, causing cellular dehydration. Increased thirst and fluid conservation. The brain, sensing the elevated sodium concentration, osmolality, triggers thirst and prompts the kidneys to conserve water by reducing urine output. Electrolyte imbalances. Sodium imbalances. Hyponatremia or hyponatremia. Elevated sodium during dehydration can lead to dizziness, confusion, and fatigue. Drinking too much water without enough sodium can cause low sodium levels, hyponatremia, potentially causing headaches, nausea, and seizures. Potassium imbalances. Excessive water loss, such as sweating, without replenishing potassium can lead to muscle weakness, irregular heartbeats, and in severe cases, paralysis. Rehydration. Water intake alone. Drinking plain water will initially dilute the high concentration of electrolytes, allowing cells to absorb water. However, drinking only water without electrolytes can lead to further imbalances, e.g., hyponatremia, causing fatigue and other symptoms. Electrolyte replacement. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and chloride must be replenished along with water to restore fluid balance inside and outside of cells. This is where oral rehydration solutions or electrolyte drinks become vital, providing the correct balance of water and electrolytes. Magnesium and calcium. During rehydration, magnesium and calcium play crucial roles in stabilizing muscle and nerve function. Magnesium, in particular, helps regulate sodium and potassium levels, ensuring proper electrolyte balance is restored. 3. Impact of imbalanced electrolyte cycles. Hypernatremia, high sodium levels, can occur if the body loses too much water without replenishing it, leading to symptoms such as confusion, muscle twitching, or seizures. Hypernatremia, low sodium levels, often occurs when people drink excessive amounts of water without electrolytes, leading to water entering cells, particularly in the brain, causing swelling, nausea, and in extreme cases, coma. Hypokalemia, low potassium levels, disrupts muscle and heart function, leading to weakness and arrhythmias. Severe hypokalemia can cause life-threatening cardiac events. Hypercalcemia, high calcium levels, can cause nausea, vomiting, muscle weakness, and confusion. Prolonged imbalances can affect kidney function and bone health. Conclusion: electrolytes work in concert to maintain fluid balance, nerve function, and muscle contractions. During dehydration, water and electrolytes must be carefully balanced to restore both intracellular and extracellular fluid levels. By understanding how each electrolyte, sodium, potassium, magnesium, chloride, and calcium, affects the body, you can better manage hydration and avoid imbalances that might lead to severe health issues. Please go into any greater details about this subject that you can please. ChatGPT. Let's dive even deeper into the complex role of electrolytes, particularly during dehydration and rehydration, exploring the biochemical mechanisms, regulatory systems, and the body's response to electrolyte imbalances. 1. Biochemical mechanisms of electrolytes in the body. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, chloride, and calcium are not just minerals. They exist in the body as charged ions and participate in key biochemical processes. Their distribution across cell membranes creates the electrochemical gradients that drive essential bodily functions, including nerve impulses, muscle contractions, and fluid regulation. Sodium, Na, and the sodium-potassium pump, NaKAT per se. Sodium-potassium pump. This pump, embedded in cell membranes, is vital for maintaining the difference in sodium and potassium concentrations inside and outside cells. It actively transports 3 sodium ions out of the cell and 2 potassium ions into the cell, using energy from ATP, adenosine triphosphate. This process keeps sodium concentrations high outside cells and potassium concentrations high inside cells, crucial for cellular excitability, the ability of cells to respond to stimuli. Nerve signaling and muscle contraction both rely on these gradients. When a nerve signal is transmitted, sodium channels open, allowing sodium to rush into the cell, depolarizing the membrane. The resulting action potential is what allows nerves to send signals and muscles to contract. Sodium in fluid balance. Sodium, along with chloride, is the dominant ion in the extracellular fluid, ECF. It plays a pivotal role in osmotic pressure, the force that draws water across cell membranes to equalize solute concentrations. In dehydration, sodium concentration rises, increasing osmotic pressure and pulling water from inside cells into the bloodstream to maintain blood volume. This leads to cellular dehydration. Aldosterone, a hormone produced by the adrenal glands, regulates sodium reabsorption in the kidneys. When sodium levels are low or when blood volume drops, aldosterone is released to retain sodium and water, helping to restore fluid balance. Potassium, K, and cellular function. Potassium's role inside cells. Potassium is the major cation in the intracellular fluid, ICF. Its balance with sodium is crucial for maintaining membrane potential, the electrical charge difference between the inside and outside of cells. Potassium's movement out of cells during the repolarization phase of an action potential, after sodium has rushed in, is what resets the cell membrane's potential, allowing it to return to its resting state and be ready for the next signal. Disruption in potassium levels, such as hypokalemia, low potassium, or hyperkalemia, high potassium, can severely impair this process, leading to issues like muscle weakness or abnormal heart rhythms. Potassium and heart function. Potassium is particularly critical for the heart, as it helps regulate the electrical conduction system that controls heartbeat. In states of potassium imbalance, e.g., hypokalemia, the electrical signals that stimulate heart contractions can become erratic, potentially leading to arrhythmias or even cardiac arrest in severe cases. Chloride, Cl, and acid-base balance. Chloride's role in fluid balance. Chloride often moves in conjunction with sodium to maintain electrical neutrality and fluid balance. As the major anion, negatively charged ion, in the extracellular space, it balances the positive charge of sodium and other cations. Chloride is key in maintaining the osmotic equilibrium that governs water movement between compartments, e.g., from blood to tissues. Chloride in acid-base balance. Chloride also plays a role in the bicarbonate buffer system, which maintains the pH of body fluids. In the kidneys, chloride is exchanged for bicarbonate ions, HCO, during urine formation, a process that helps maintain the acid-base homeostasis of the blood. If chloride levels fall, e.g., from excessive vomiting or dehydration, the body may retain bicarbonate, leading to metabolic alkalosis, a condition where the body becomes too alkaline, resulting in muscle twitching, tingling, or even life-threatening alkalemia, increased blood pH. Magnesium, milligram squared, as a cofactor in enzyme reactions. Magnesium's role in cellular processes. Magnesium is a cofactor for over 300 enzymatic reactions, including those that synthesize ATP, the body's energy currency. Magnesium stabilizes enzymes and helps in the production and utilization of ATP, essential for everything from muscle contractions to DNA synthesis. Magnesium helps stabilize the sodium-potassium pump, ensuring that the pump functions correctly. Without adequate magnesium, cells struggle to regulate sodium and potassium levels, leading to symptoms like muscle cramps, fatigue, and irregular heartbeats. Magnesium in muscle relaxation. While calcium triggers muscle contraction, magnesium acts as its counterpart, promoting muscle relaxation by blocking calcium's entry into cells. Magnesium deficiency can lead to heightened neuromuscular excitability, resulting in muscle cramps, spasms, and in severe cases, seizures. Calcium, Ca², in muscle contraction and vascular function. Calcium in muscle contraction. Calcium ions play a critical role in triggering muscle contraction. When a nerve signal reaches a muscle cell, calcium channels open, allowing calcium to enter the cell, which binds to troponin, causing muscle filaments to contract. After contraction, calcium is pumped out of the cell or back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum, the muscle's calcium storage site. Imbalances in calcium can lead to improper muscle contractions or tetany, continuous muscle contractions. Calcium and blood vessel regulation. Calcium also helps regulate the contraction and relaxation of blood vessels. This is part of the body's vascular tone, which controls blood pressure. If calcium levels become imbalanced, e.g., in hypocalcemia, blood vessel function can be impaired, affecting blood flow and blood pressure regulation. 2. Electrolyte regulation systems in the body. The body uses several systems to maintain electrolyte balance and respond to dehydration or overhydration. Renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, RAAS. RS activation. When blood pressure or sodium levels drop, e.g., due to dehydration, the kidneys release renin, which converts angiotensinogen from the liver into angiotensin I. This is further converted into angiotensin II, a powerful vasoconstrictor that raises blood pressure and signals the adrenal glands to release aldosterone. Aldosterone instructs the kidneys to reabsorb more sodium and water, increasing blood volume and pressure. This mechanism helps conserve both sodium and water during dehydration, restoring electrolyte balance and fluid homeostasis. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, or vasopressin. ADH response. When dehydration increases the osmolality, concentration of solutes like sodium, in the blood, the brain's hypothalamus signals the release of antidiuretic hormone, ADH, from the pituitary gland. ADH acts on the kidneys to conserve water by increasing the permeability of the collecting ducts, allowing more water to be reabsorbed into the bloodstream. This reduces urine output and helps retain water during dehydration, but it does not directly replace lost electrolytes. Thirst mechanism. Asthma receptors in the hypothalamus detect increased sodium concentration in the blood, triggering thirst. This drives the body to seek and consume water, aiming to restore fluid balance. However, drinking too much water without replacing electrolytes can lead to hyponatremia, dilution of sodium, emphasizing the need to balance water and electrolytes during rehydration. 3. Advanced implications of electrolyte imbalances. Severe dehydration and hyponatremia. Hyponatremia occurs when the body loses more water than sodium, causing sodium levels to rise. Severe hyponatremia can lead to neurological symptoms, including confusion, seizures, or even coma, as water shifts out of brain cells, causing them to shrink. Rehydration strategy. Hyponatremia is usually corrected by carefully administering fluids over time to avoid rapid shifts in water levels that could cause cerebral edema, swelling of the brain. Hyponatremia and water intoxication. Hyponatremia, low sodium levels, can occur when too much water is consumed without sufficient electrolytes, diluting sodium in the blood. Symptoms range from headaches and nausea to severe outcomes like brain swelling, seizures, and even death. This condition is often seen in endurance athletes who overhydrate with plain water during long events. Conclusion. Electrolyte balance is a finely tuned process that involves a complex interaction between various minerals, hormones, and regulatory systems. Each electrolyte, sodium, potassium, magnesium, chloride, and calcium, plays a unique but interconnected role in maintaining fluid balance, nerve signaling, and muscle function. During dehydration, the body prioritizes conserving water and electrolytes through mechanisms like RAAS, ADH, and the thirst response. However, both dehydration and overhydration can lead to dangerous imbalances, underscoring the importance of proper hydration strategies that replace both fluids and electrolytes, especially during physical exertion or illness. Understanding these intricate processes helps in managing dehydration, avoiding electrolyte imbalances, and ensuring the body's physiological systems continue to function optimally. I would like to make this session into an audiobook video. Please help me with a disclaimer for it on YouTube. Something like this. Hello, I would like to publish this transcript of me talking to GPT to YouTube in an audiobook format video on YouTube with AI voice reading the transcript. Here is the attached video and transcript files. Do I need a disclaimer for this type of video and text? ChatGPT said, ChatGPT for your audiobook style video that features a ChatGPT conversation. Having a disclaimer is indeed a good idea, especially since it involves AI-generated content. Here are some suggested components you could include in your disclaimer. AI attribution. Mention that the content, particularly any ChatGPT responses, was generated by OpenAI's language model and does not reflect personal opinions or verified factual information beyond general knowledge. This ensures transparency for viewers about the source of the responses. Content accuracy. While ChatGPT is highly accurate, it's best to state that viewers should verify any information they rely upon, particularly historical facts or interpretations presented in the video, as AI-generated content is subject to limitations and may not be 100% reliable. Use of AI voice. Indicate that an AI voice is narrating the transcript to avoid any confusion about the nature of the narration. Non-endorsement. If your video covers religious or historical perspectives, it can be wise to add that the video does not necessarily endorse any particular viewpoint, as it only seeks to present information in a conversational format. Here's a sample disclaimer you could use. Disclaimer. This video features AI-generated content from a conversation with OpenAI's ChatGPT model. The content is informational and may not be completely accurate. Viewers should independently verify any information relied upon. An AI voice is used to narrate this transcript. and no personal endorsement of the views expressed is intended. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Such a disclaimer helps clarify the AI nature of the content and aligns with fair usage standards for AI-generated media. Let me know if you'd like a specific format. ChatGPT. Here's a detailed disclaimer for your audiobook-style YouTube video featuring ChatGPT-generated content. Disclaimer: this video presents a transcript of a conversation with OpenAI's ChatGPT, which was generated by an AI language model. The responses provided are based on general knowledge and are for informational purposes only. While ChatGPT strives for accuracy, it may not always provide fully reliable or verified information. Viewers are encouraged to independently verify any details or interpretations they rely on, especially regarding historical, medical, scientific, or technical subjects. This transcript is read aloud using an AI-generated voice. The narration is automated, and no endorsement of the specific viewpoints or interpretations is implied. This video is created for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not intend to provide professional advice or reflect personal opinions. This disclaimer should help clarify the AI-generated nature of both the content and narration, as well as emphasize that viewers should verify any critical information independently. Let me know if you'd like to adjust any part of it. Thanks, I will go make the video now. There's a lot to learn about electrolyte balance and dehydration. I'm glad everyone will learn from this video. ChatGPT. Memory updated. That sounds fantastic. I'm sure viewers will appreciate the depth of information on such an essential topic. If you need any more details on electrolyte balance, hydration, or anything else as you work, feel free to ask. Best of luck with your video.